What's the most extreme case of penny pinching you've ever seen someone do to save a few bucks? I've met cheap people in my life, but my grandfather Alvin operated on a level I still don't think was humanly possible. And the day he finally got what was coming to him is a story my family still can't tell without arguing over the details. Grandpa Alvin had exactly one rule he lived by, and he'd say it to anybody who'd listen. If it ain't free, it ain't for me. That was the whole man in 6 words. He'd drive 40 minutes across town to save 9 cents on a can of beans. He reused the same tea bag until the water came out clear as glass. He heated his house one room at a time and made everybody sit in it together. When the church handed out little bottles of water at his own brother's funeral, he pocketed 6 of them on the way out, patted my shoulder, and told me, if it ain't free, it ain't for me. Every summer, the whole family would load up and drive out to the county fair. And every summer, my grandmother Fay had exactly one wish. She wanted to ride the big new attraction they hauled in each year. One year, it was a Ferris wheel taller than the water tower. The next, it was a swinging pirate ship that scraped the sky. Fay never got to ride a single one of them, because the second she pointed at the ticket booth, Grandpa Alvin would fold his arms, shake his head, and say, if it ain't free, it ain't for me. She'd sigh, he'd refuse, and we'd all shuffle off toward the free petting zoo instead. That was the tradition. 41 years of it, the same 3 lines every time, like a song we all knew by heart. Well, the last summer he was with us, the fair rolled in something brand new. They called it the Sky Sling, a giant steel slingshot that fired 2 people straight up past the treetops and let them fall back down screaming. Fay stood in front of that thing with her hands clasped like she was praying to it. Alvin, she said quietly, I am 79 years old. I have wanted to ride one of these my whole life, just once before I can't anymore. Grandpa Alvin looked at the $40 sign, looked at his wife of 41 years, looked back at the sign, and said without a flicker of shame, if it ain't free, it ain't for me. Now, the young fellow running the Sky Sling had been leaning in his booth, listening to the whole exchange, and he grinned at us ear to ear. Tell you what, old-timer, he said, I'll strap you both in and send you up for free, not 1 dime. But here's my catch. If either one of you makes a single sound the whole way up and the whole way down, you owe me the $40. 1 peep, 1 holler, 1 word out of either of you, and you pay full price. Grandpa Alvin's eyes lit up like Christmas morning. Free was free. He climbed into that harness faster than I'd seen him move in 10 years, and Fay buckled in beside him, so delighted to finally be going up that she was near tears. The operator did not go easy on them. He wound that slingshot back to the very last notch, told them to hold on, and let it rip. They shot up so fast, both their hats flew clean off into the crowd. That contraption whipped them sideways, spun them clean upside down, and dropped them like a stone before snapping them back up toward the clouds again. Grandma Fay had her eyes squeezed shut the whole time. Grandpa Alvin had both hands locked white knuckle on the bar, and his lips pressed into a thin, hard line, and not one single sound came out of either of them the whole time. The whole crowd was screaming on their behalf. They rode that machine through every twist, every spin, and every gut-dropping plunge in total, stubborn, world-class silence. When it finally set them back down, the operator walked over slow, shaking his head in pure disbelief. I've run this ride 3 years, he said, and I have never once had somebody stay quiet the entire way. I threw everything I had at you two, and I didn't get a peep. That is the single most impressive thing I have ever seen. You folks ride free. Grandpa Alvin unbuckled himself, stood up, brushed off his good church trousers, nodded slow and satisfied, and said, I'll be honest with you. I damn near said something when Fay's harness came loose on that last big drop, and she went sailing off over the funnel cake stand. But $40 is $40.